How to fix low back pain. I'm Nate, the FitFutureMD. Upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. I'm here to help you as much as I can. And make sure you pick up that free health and nutrition guide in the description below. One of the most common things or common complaints from a patient is back pain, right? You know, because we're different than any other animal in the animal kingdom, right? We walk upright. Well, when you walk upright, gravity kind of, does its damage, to your vertebrae, right? So it's kind of like a race car. If you're doing the same things every day, you get wear and tear on one side of the tires, right? Like, well, if you ever seen that where, you got a car and the tire wears more on one side than the other because you're basically taking the same path back and forth every day, right? You're not on a flat surface, you're on a surface like this or like this. Well, same thing. So if you're sitting every day in the same position all day long, like you're doing the same movements every day, your back wears down, has its wear and tear, the same way a tire does, right? So it may be uneven wear and tear, or you may be having back pain, due to, ankle instability, your knee may be out of place, you may have one leg that's longer than the other, it may just be what you're sitting on causing the back pain. There's also conditions where, you're actually sitting on your tailbone, right? And, that causes back pain. You also got, muscle tightness and soreness that causes back pain. You also have neurological disorders that cause back pain. So there's not really a one size fits all for all of this. If you have certain disorders, this may not work, but I'll go ahead and put that out there as a caveat. But the number one thing that I recommend, and I recommend it to anybody starting a fitness and health nutrition program, period, is yoga and flexibility, right? And the reason for this is that, like I say, most people work a 9-to-5 job, and most people sit in their 9-to-5 job, right? So when a lot of back pain is caused by strength in one muscle and weakness in another, right? So, a lot of times you have weakness in your gluteus muscles, maximus and minimus, and your psoas major is pulling the other direction, right? And that'll make your back all like this, right? Especially your lower back. But it can basically go, the whole chain can be like that, where you have one muscle stronger than the other, all that stuff. Well, yoga puts it where you are holding yourself in positions against gravity into stretches, so that those muscles become strong, right? And when those muscles become strong, the instability in the back can be decreased, right? So that's the number one reason I recommend yoga to everybody, like especially if you've never done an exercise program before. I absolutely recommend that you do yoga. Connective tissue is a big issue when you are sedentary, right? Your body is not reinforcing these areas if they're not used, right? And yoga helps to solve those connective tissue issues, cause your body to send nutrients to these areas, strengthen these areas, right? So I recommend everybody start with yoga and stretching. And honestly, they got so many free yoga activities on YouTube. You can go find one. I've, shown some moves in my previous videos of yoga. Honestly, Diamond Dallas Page's yoga is very, very good. That's the one that I personally used. for a while, and I liked his because, you know, it wasn't a girly yoga or whatever, right? Kind of back when I was a kid, right, in my 20s. All right, so number 2, if you have back pain, that means that there is an injury to the area that has pain, right? So to counteract these injuries, we have to use heat and ice, right? So ice will decrease inflammation to an area and therefore make the area have less pain. But also, you know, when you have an injury, your body's immune system comes in there to try to repair the injury, right? Well, the reason you have pain is because your body is telling you, hey, this area is injured, you know, let's slow it down here a little bit, right? Like, but so to counteract that, you know, ice causes that inflammation to decrease, right? Heat is so for your body to protect an injury, it will make muscles around that injury tight, right? So that you're not injuring the area more. So if you're, you know, hitting a nerve or whatever the injury is, you know, that muscle will be tight. Well, most doctors will prescribe you muscle relaxers to counteract that, but heat works just as good, if not better. So, you know, that's why Icy Hot was so popular, you know, and, you know, it was endorsed by Shaquille O'Neal, right? Because you could use Icy Hot before every game and warm up all these these injured areas and not be in pain after the game, right? Kind of deal. So before you use it, you heat it up. After you use it, you cool it off, right? Lastly, you have to do things to help heal the area, right? So number one, you know, if you got back issues, you go to a chiropractor, right? And you see, you know, make sure they're giving you an x-ray, right? And make sure, you know, there's no actual like bone damage or cancer or anything like that there, right? But then they can actually align your back to where it's supposed to be, you know, and if you do that several times a week and you do the yoga and do physical therapy, which is the next one, you know, then you can actually keep that back in line or not have subluxation, you know, and then hopefully your back pain will actually improve, right, over time. And then another thing, and then the last thing I got for you is, I already said physical therapy, but physical therapy will strengthen all these muscles that, you know, you have instability with, just like yoga. So yoga is just the cheaper, freer way, right? Physical therapy, you actually go do specific exercises for your specific problem, right? Whatever problem that might be. So if you have a problem with, you know, your gluteus maximus, you can go do, you know, specific exercises just for that. If you have a problem with your psoas muscle, you could do, you know, stuff just for that. So, but most people won't even reach out or do any of that kind of stuff unless they're already injured, right? Or like injured bad enough, like to a certain extent. So, but if you're, you know, just got a little back ache, you know, from time to time, like if you start this now, start the yoga, start the chiropractic care, do stem on your back, use heat, use ice, you know, you can actually heal your back to normal where you're not even having any issues. And, you know, that's where you really want to be, right? So this was how to heal back pain. You know, like I say, it's not going to fix everything that's out there, right? Like it's not going to cure cancer. You know, if you got some kind of neurological condition, it's not going to fix that. Like, obviously, you know, some neurological conditions can be fixed with diet or might be caused by diet, you know, but that's not really the place of this video, like I say. But if you have, you know, back pain, yoga, chiropractic care, physical therapy, heat and ice, and stem, can help you, recover from your back pain and heal your back pain. I'm Nate, the Fit Future MD, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.